Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is the talk at Dining with Vivian and I. This is a mukbang. What we have today. First of all, say hi to
Hi, YouTubers.
YouTuber. So today we're gonna have, here is chicken wings. I made it last night. This is the new recipe that I learned and make. I made chicken wings before, but this is the new one that I kind of created in a way, like get some recipe from one YouTuber and the other, and then mix it together. How did you like it yesterday?
It was very flavorful. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. So that's what I will be sharing my recipe of how to make chicken wings with fish sauce.
Fish sauce is so good, and it's used in a lot of different Vietnamese dishes.
This not only fish sauce, it has other sauces too, but fish sauce is one of the ingredients. And the other one we have here is bitter melon soup. I make this as well. I also make a video how to, so I'll be sharing this on my cooking playlist. So enjoy.
All right.
Hot.
I'm excited. Pretty hungry. It's really good.
You know, it's different from the last because this chicken wings, I steam it first.
I like that.
So it's a little bit more moist, right? From the last time, it was dry. When you fry it, it's more dry. But when you steam it, it gives that
Moisture?
moisture. Yeah.
It's really good. I can't even.
I think I'm getting better, huh, Vivian? Each day. I think with everything, you should have to practice it. The first try, you're learning. Second, and then on the third one, you get the experience and you twist it on your own way. That's how you do with cooking.
That's why they say practice makes perfect.
Yeah. You know, some recipe, I see the YouTuber they share, they look so good, right, at the final product, but when I follow them to the T, it didn't come out the way it should or look. I was like, wait, that's not right. Maybe they not showing everything. That's what I thought.
Yeah, of course, because, like, I mean, if they own a restaurant or whatever, they're not going to tell you the secret recipe. They'll tell you generally how to make it, but I think they keep, like, one or two ingredients to themselves.
I think so. That's why it didn't turn out right. I was like,
For what?
I follow one on the shaking beef. 2 cooking videos.
Chicken beef?
Shaking beef.
Like you shake the
Con
beef?
bò lúc lắm.
Who calls it chicken beef?
That's how they do it.
What the heck?
I was surprised when I saw the translation.
You need to just call it your language, you know? Con bò lúc lak, pho,
Right.
not beef ball noodles.
You know what? That's the term they use, the YouTuber use. I don't know if anyone else used, but that's what it's called, shaking beef. So I followed 2 recipe, didn't turn out right. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna incorporate them too and then turn into mine.
Yeah.
But when I share my recipe, I don't hold back. That's my thing.
Or there's actually a YouTube channel that's all towards debunking, like baking channels. So it's called How to Cook That. I love her. I was just watching her right before we started this mukbang. But she does a lot of debunking. So she would go on YouTube channels and then she'll follow the recipe to the T of how they're saying it, and she's like, yeah, this doesn't work. Like, for example, one of her videos, she was debunking how to make caramelize out of, what is it called? Caramel out of condensed milk. And they said, put the caramel inside a cup or like a glass cup and then microwave it for like 8 minutes. And then after that video, it shows them taking out caramel, and then they're like, look, it's so perfect. I was just like, I already know that's not going to work, but let me show you what happens when you do that. So she did that, and then it exploded everywhere, and then the caramel ended up getting burnt in the microwave.
Oh my God.
So what she did was she was just like, this is how you actually make it, and then she'll tell you how to do it.
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
Yeah, but there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that are kind of fake. You know, they do it. They make videos that are quick, easy, and they look like easy steps to make recipes, but they're all fake. Like they'll say this is how you make something. They'll put it inside an oven, and then when they take out like a actual store-bought item.
What the heck?
And they're like, see, we made bread.
I didn't know people would do that.
Yep.
That's deceitful, right? That's lying to the viewer.
Yeah, but they have millions of subscribers too.
Oh man. Well, I wouldn't want to get paid for that kind of work. That to me it's not ethical.
Yeah,
that's my way.
Well, some people don't care. They're just like,
Just for the money. Right?
These wings are so good. So good. Oops, I dripped. Yeah, these are probably my favorite wings that you've made. Oh no, last time you made really good wings too. What did you do?
The butter one with
when I was with Joanne.
That's the butter.
That was so good too. Do you remember how to make those wings?
Actually, I make a video. I shared it on YouTube already.
Okay, so you can always refer back to it.
So when I'm not here, you can learn how to do it.
When I'm on my own.
Yeah. Maybe when Jaden older, he can watch me, hopefully. Oh, my Nana. My Nana make that. I want to learn how. Right now, I have...
Do I have food on my face?
I have so many recipes that I want to share. Some of them I already know. Some of them I want to learn. Yeah. So each week I like to make 2 to 3 cooking videos and just save it. I only share 1 cooking video a week, but I'll make a few, so that way when I have no time, I can use my old my video that I uploaded for that week.
I'm sure a lot of YouTubers do that.
It's kind of fun. It's hard work because I don't have a cameraman, so when I cook, it's kind of hard, you know, trying to figure it out, put it on a box and make sure it shows the food. So that's the hard part for me.
Buy a tripod for your head. The go. I don't know what it's called. But you know how like hikers use it, or people who are kayaking, they have a camera on their head and they're just like...
Yeah. That'd be good, right?
Yeah, you don't need a camera.
It's hot right now. So, Vivian, last week, what day was it? Was it Tuesday? I had a first meeting with my therapist via Zoom meeting. So it's online. They don't do in person. I did not know what to expect. It was my first. But it seems like that first day that I talked to him, seems like I was talking to a friend.
That's how it should be.
Yeah. First, of course, they go to the protocol.
Assessment?
Assessment. So he asked me 10 questions, about 10 questions. And then after that, then go through, like, tell me about yourself, your family, your history. So I'll just go back to my beginning of life. So the one thing that I share with him is my very first memory is is when I left. Is when that 1975 when the whole family migrated from central Vietnam to Ho Chi Minh, Saigon, because after the war the communists took over the central, so we all have to leave. And my very first memory in life is me seeing chaotic scene, and I was with my younger brother. We was on the airplane, but somehow my mom couldn't get up. She was pregnant.
She wasn't able to get up physically, or
She couldn't get into the airplane. We were already inside, but she was like 7-8 months pregnant.
so she couldn't walk up the stairs.
Somehow nobody helped her up. She couldn't go up onto the airplane, so she was just standing by the door, and it was so chaotic. And the last thing I remember is they closed the door, and she was just like left behind. And imagine 5 years old. I was 5. Imagine Jaden, right? If it happened to him like that, what would you think that could happen to him?
First of all, I would not get on the air. I would not be outside the airplane without my son. Like,
No, we were
I'm
running to an airplane. So this is like an escape. We all ran into the airplane, but she couldn't go up into it. She was standing. She was out, and somehow nobody helped her go up.
That's crazy.
And then the door closed on her, and that's the very first memory I had as a child.
That's very traumatic.
It was. So I screamed my lungs out. At 5 years old, you don't understand why we run and stuff like that. So I think because of that, I was very scared person, timid, and I had a lot of nightmares. And at nighttime, for the longest time that I remember, I would not go to sleep without lights. I was that scared of dark and unknown. So when I told him my first experience, he said, "Yeah, that's traumatic right there.
Yeah.
That could last you a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know what happened because you didn't understand." And then I shared with him more of my relationship with my father, how a daughter never spoke to a father. Like, that's not normal, but that's what happened to me when I was at home. For 15 years, I didn't talk to my father, and neither did he. It was only commands. You do this, you do that, or you don't, you get in trouble. So I didn't have that father-daughter love growing up. So that's also affect my relationship with others.
Of course.
And then another one is my younger brother died when I was only 12. I was his primary care because that's my job to care for him. And with all that, without having closure, without having anyone explain to me why, so it's stuck in my head for 20 years of missing him and seeing him in my dreams. So when I told him that, he said, "Yeah, that's a lot." And then one more thing he said, "Think of it. If you eat bad food, it would come out either both holes or one hole, right? Your mouth or your bottom. So same thing with your experiences in life. If you encounter dramas, it would come out somehow." So that's how when I was a teenager, I encountered delusional. I see, hear things, and repetitive thoughts, like constantly talk. Like my mind was constantly busy all the time. It won't stop the thought. It's just and repeated thoughts. So he said that's part of your traumas that you didn't have the chance to cure. So that's how it's playing back into your mind. And then I explained to him that what has helped me is in the last 20 years I have been writing my thoughts down, and I even published a book. So he was very what's the word, very happy that I took that route of using that as a way of letting go of all the thoughts in my head.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're getting therapy. I've been advocating for you to get therapy since I knew about what therapy was.
That's 5 years, right?
And I feel like a big reason why I went into this route was because I saw how mental health affected individuals as well as the family. So, like if your mom has depression or severe anxiety, that affects the way she parents you. That affects the way she acts towards you and others. And so now the reason why I want to be a therapist is because I want to help people who are suffering from mental health problems, to help them, because if I'm helping one person, that has a domino effect on their whole family unit. And so I've been advocating for my mom to get therapy for so long. And so I'm very thankful that she's finally taking, my words.
Step.
Yeah, I'm taking this into consideration, and I'm happy that, it sounds like you have a good connection with your therapist already.
Mm-hmm.
And that you're advocating others to get therapy. So that's good. Like I said, it's a domino effect, you help one person and it's a ripple effect onto like the world.
You know what? Since I write so much, and I said to myself, I think I'm cured. I no longer have problem in my head. But what triggered me to contact Kaiser to get help was one day I was sharing a story. This is written in Vietnamese, and I do narrating in Vietnamese weekly. I share about 15 writer story, and just a few weeks ago I read my story online, which was already published online. Now I just narrating it. While I was narrating a story about my brother passed away from beginning to the end, it's about 20 minutes, and I couldn't help crying my eyes out.
Mm-hmm.
And prior to that, of course, I read that story 100 times, but when I read it, it came back and it's so strong.
Mm-hmm.
And then toward the end, I talk about remember we went to Ventura, you, me, and Charlie,
mm-hmm.
Jaden.
Mm-hmm.
So we were at this, I didn't tell you, we were at this thrift store,
Mm-hmm.
and there's one statue of friendship, two girls, I don't remember what it say, but it's like friends forever or whatever.
Uh-huh.
A cute little thing, about this size, maybe $2-3. I pick it up, I look at it, I thought it was so beautiful. I wanted to give to one of my friends. Pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, like 3 times. And I was like, in my head, I was scared. I was scared to show her that I like her as a good friend. I want to show her this is what I bought for her because I thought of her. What I was scared of showing my love to others, because what happened to me is 10 years ago I lost a friend whom I consider as like a family members. Working for the county for 19 years, I didn't have time to go out with my coworker at all. I only work, go home, take care of you and Charlie, school, right? So no time for that. And then when I finally have some time with my friend, we go out, we spend some time, two places. We became good friend, and then she passed away not long after. And that really affected me. I didn't talk about it and didn't think about it. But after her, I was so scared to allow anyone in my heart to call them my friends or good friends or best friend. So me picking up that statue and wanted to give to my friend, I was afraid that she would somehow would happen to her. So, and I talk about it while recording, and I was crying my heart out again. I was like, what happened to me? Why can't I let go of the pain and start accepting friendship and love? And that's when I decided to, it's time that I need to talk to a professional to let me know why I feel this way. Right now I don't have any anxiety. I don't have depression. I don't have any thought of hurting anyone or hurting myself. I just want to be able to love and give in love freely without worrying that the people I love would go away.
Yeah.
That's my reason for seeing him.
Yeah, that's good. I feel like the reason why you push people away before they can hurt you is because you've been hurt in the past, and so this is your defense mechanism, right? Like you're unintentionally unaware that your body is, or your brain is purposely pushing people away because you've been hurt so much in the past before.
Because of,
And it's good to talk about it. It's good to talk about your feelings, and it's good to like talk to a professional about your feelings, because then they could help you like navigate how to overcome that, overcome your attachment towards other people. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we're all human. We're going to die eventually, unfortunately.
Why? No.
We're going to all die eventually. And so I feel like we had to just make the most out of it. Before I used to be kind of cold-hearted because of my upbringing. I never would say I'm sorry. I never would say I love you. I never would show people appreciation or anything. I just wanted to be like a tough person. Like, I'm never going to apologize, all that stuff. But now, as I'm older and as I'm more self-aware, I just came to a realization that, like, if I don't say I'm sorry, what if I don't ever get a chance to say I'm sorry? And then, like, for example, the other day, my friend Kim, she's been babysitting my son for me for the past month because, COVID, and we haven't been able to have childcare at school. And so she's been babysitting my son for me. And then yesterday I was texting her and I was like, Kim, like, I'm really, really happy that you're in my life. You've inspired me to be a better mom. You've taught me a lot. Just through our simple interactions, like just me observing you handle situations and talking to your kids and all that stuff. And I told her that. I was like, I'm thankful for you. And she's like, you're making me cry. Like, I'm thankful for you too. I've learned a lot from you too. We had that like really cheesy moment. But 10 years ago, I would never have opened up to anybody about that. But now moving forward, I am that type of person where it's like, if I appreciate what you're doing for me, I'll let you know I appreciate it. Like if I am feeling apologetic for what I did to you, I'll let you know that I'm sorry, because life is too short to be holding back. It's all about like, just, I don't know, like sharing good moments with other people. Yeah. So I really hope that you do, get to overcome your issues with attachment, and so that you could fully experience love, friendship, and life altogether.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Attachment issue.
Mm-hmm.
First, I was so attached, not only to human, but to things. I'm very sentimental person, attached to everything. So I save up every little thing, which has no monetary value, but it's sentimental to me. That's me. And then, so first, I'm too attached, and then the last 10 years, I learned to detach.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know how to balance it. Instead of in the neutral, I'm from the extreme to another extreme. By learning to detach, what I did is, so this is what my coworker been telling me. It's like, why are you so cold? One of our coworkers leave, move on, have another promotion or whatever, but you show no feelings. I told her I learned to detach. So totally, when the person leaves, I have no feeling, like zero feeling. Like the next day, I have no feeling of missing that person. So I went to the extreme. Mm-hmm. Now what I want to do is I want to balance it. I mean, I should, as a human, I should allow to have that feeling of missing someone if they're not there, but not to the point of getting old too much. So that I think I'm doing the right thing by just talking to my therapist. He already scheduled me for the next one, which is next week already.
Lucky.
I know.
I had an assessment last month, and my first therapy session will be next week.
I don't know who you go to, but this is outside of Kaiser. Kaiser refer out.
Yeah, Kaiser does refer out, but they referred me to Pasadena. Well, you don't have to see it on camera. It's fine.
Yeah. I don't know how, but he said that it's usually they allow him twice a month to see me, I talked to him, right?
What?
But last week he said, your story is so interesting. I want to hear more. So he scheduled me
The next week.
the following week. I was like,
Wow.
oh my God, my doctor is interested in my story.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
because I talked about Vietnam War, and he said his brother went to Vietnam War. So that
Against the Vietnams.
the communists.
Imagine we're related. Because I don't know my dad. My grandpa.
So in the past week or so, have you been working on your journal?
Actually, no. However, so 2 weeks ago, I had a really, really, really tough time. I had extreme anxiety. No, it was actually, 2 weeks ago. I had extreme anxiety and like I couldn't sleep. I had running thoughts and it was really, really bad for me. And when I thought back to why I felt this way, okay, so my anxiety was telling me like, you're going to fail. You're not going to meet all the deadlines. There's so many work coming up. There's so much to do. And so I stayed up until like 2 a.m. just to like work on anything. But the thing is, nothing's due for another month. It's just my anxiety that's telling me like, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. You're going to fail.
Your negative thought.
It is my negative thoughts. And so I did a lot of deep breathing. And then what I forced myself to do was to stop. Like, I'm not going to spend hours and hours and hours on the computer typing up my essay. I'm not going to do that. What I did instead was, so I had really bad anxiety on Wednesday. And then so I was really tired on Thursday. And then on Friday, I just paused. On Friday, I took a mental health day. I didn't do any homework at all. I was like, I'm going to shower. I'm going to watch some TV. I'm going to eat some good food. Like, I'm not touching my homework at all. Nothing at all. And that helped me so much. Like, just taking a pause and forcing yourself. Because it was very hard for me. I wanted to just do my work, even though, like, I didn't need to. It's not due for a long time. But I wanted to do that. Yeah, I wanted to do it. But I forced myself to just stop. Like, stop whatever I was doing and just tend to my self-care. And so now that's what I've been trying to do. Like, I've been trying to find that balance, you know, where I'll do my work and after like a couple hours, like 2 or 3 hours, I'll just stop. I'll watch some YouTube. I'll do whatever I want to do that brings me joy and peace and calmness.
That's good. You found your way.
Yeah. And
But you need to write your thought down, Vivian.
I know.
You need to have a notebook. I can give you one.
I already have some.
Just write a thought. Just write daily. Then you'll get used to the way of doing it.
Yeah.
It's so easy. It's so easy to do.
I just feel like because I write all the time for school, like, I don't want to write more.
You just take 2 minutes. Promise you, it won't take much. What it does is, when you do a lot of self-assessment, then you can see yourself where you are at. When you write a lot of things in your head and it come out and it will go away. And then for every negative thought, you write positive ones to replace it. Eventually, believe me, your mind will have no room for negative thoughts. I had so much before, so much. Now I don't have negative thought. I mean, this day I'm kind of mad or angry, but it goes away. Because, you know, when you're tired, you feel that way. But, yeah, do that. Actually, next time when we eat, I want you to actually write one after you eat. So, take 2 minutes to write.
Guess I won't be on this channel anymore. Yeah. But yeah.
Remember when you were little, younger, I make you write journal?
I still have that journal.
Yes. You see how precious that is? To go back to your thought when you were young.
I was a dumb child. How old was I? I was illiterate. I was older too. And I remember I always write about a boy. I was like, I like Joby. He's so cute.
Because you was hard to teach. I mean, I remember when you was, already 10 or 12, I go with you on your spelling. You wouldn't want to learn.
The thing is, with children, you have to instill these things, studying, reading, all that stuff into them when they're young. You know, just like eating broccoli, vegetables, you want to instill that as their child so that it's not feeling like, so they don't feel like, oh, I'm forced to do it, you know? That's why with Jaden, when he was a month old, I started reading to him. I knew he couldn't understand what the heck I was reading, but I made it a point to read to him every single night since he was 1. And so now, like, he looks forward to reading. You know, like, he's always looked forward to reading. It was just like it was a good bonding time for us. And and he's able to, like, understand what I'm reading and like, I would ask him questions afterwards, like, what are you reading? Or what's the story about? And he'll tell me everything. And so things like that you have to instill in a child as they're younger. Because then when they're older, like, you know, me, 10 years old, and then you're like, Vivian, read a book. I'm like, what the heck is this? I've never done this before.
Was younger than that. I started you when you first grade, sit down, read. But it was you just being very stubborn, hard to teach. So I had a hard time.
Yeah, well, I feel like when you're so far behind in school, like for me, I didn't know my ABCs. My first grade teacher wanted to hold me behind and retake first grade. Was it first grade or kinder?
Kinder?
So, like, yeah, I was in kinder, and then I didn't know my ABCs. I didn't know how to read. I didn't even know my name. I didn't know anything. I didn't know my mom's name. I didn't know my dad's name. Didn't know anything. And so my kindergarten teacher was like, you know, Miss Vo, I think we should hold Vivian behind. And I was like, nope, she'll learn eventually. So that's why, like, I was so far behind that when it was time for me to, like, try to do my work, I didn't want to do it because it was so stressful for me because I didn't understand what the heck I was doing.
So this is the problem, okay? First of all, I came from Vietnam. I did not know anything about the education here in America. I don't to this day I don't even know how to sound out letters because I never learned. So when you and Charlie asked me how to sound out words, I was like, I don't know how to teach you that because I never learned. And then growing up in Vietnam, I learned how to read on my own. My parents never sat down and teach me. So this is what I know. You will learn from school. So I didn't know that I'm supposed to teach you when you're little. And so me being so new to the country, I did not understand the system. Now that because you were born here, you learn from here, that's how you know how to teach your son. So you can't say, I'm not like you because I didn't come from here. So
no,
that's the difference.
No, yeah, of course. You're different culture, different upbringing, you know, like everything was different for you in Vietnam, and then coming here and learning a new language, learning the ways it is, how it is in the American culture. It's understandable. I understand.
Yeah.
That's why for me, with my struggles in my upbringing and my, you know, difficulties with educational attainment, now as a parent, I'm like, okay, reading a book every day. Every time we go home, you're learning how to do extra work with me. It's not even doing his homework. I buy workbooks for Jaden so that we could just sit together for 30 minutes and write letters and write this and this. And then afterwards, I'll give him free time, which is him free drawing on a notebook, you know, so that he could practice, like, his skills in writing.
Awesome.
So, like, I understand. Like, before I used to hold a lot of resentment against my mom and dad. Like, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? But then I grew to realize that you didn't do it because you didn't know to do it. You know, like, I can't imagine going to a different country at 16, learning everything over again. Everything's new to me. And then raising a child, you know, like, so I came to accept that, you know, you did try your best. And so that's what I'm doing too. Like, I'm trying my best with what I know, with what I struggled with, so that hopefully my son doesn't, you know, struggle through that. And then hopefully in the future with his son or daughter, you know, like, he is even a better parent than me, because that's what you want in the end. You want your children to be better than you, right? Like, you want me to be better than you. I want Jaden to be better than me. Why?
It has to be equal.
No. For me, I want Jaden to be better than me. I want him to be more successful than me, just because, like, everything that I have, I'm already giving to him. And as he accumulates more in life, he'll know more in life and be more successful in life. Yeah.
What I would suggest you to teach him is not just being successful, but being useful and kind to people. That's the important trait. Mm-hmm. Okay, so teach him sharing, which he has. He has the sharing heart. Uh-huh. He loves sharing. Just teach him more of having less, what's to call that?
Materialistic things.
Yeah, because too much of that is no good. But also teach him to give. You know, when you see homeless, or like how I teach you guys, just share, like, nobody wants you to be homeless, their situation, and explain to them when he get to him when he get older why. Because I remember this a few weeks ago. I was talking to him and I said, Jaden, I'm worried something, and I said I pray not only for us, I pray for other people's. And this is what he asked me. Now, why do you want to pray for a stranger? I was like, yeah, I know they not related to us, but they are like us. Everybody want family, love, and health. So praying for them is a good thing. It's okay to pray for a stranger. But it was so cute how he said, why do you want us to pray for a stranger? Why do you care about them?
Yeah, I guess like the only thing I talk to Jaden about regarding strangers is stranger danger. Don't talk to them unless you see mommy interacting with a stranger, and if I say it's okay for you to talk to them, then you can talk to them. So at this moment, he at his age, he's not so much aware of, like, you know, strangers can be kind people. Yeah, that's but definitely when he grows older, like, I do want to teach him about compassion and empathy towards, like, people that we don't even know. You know, right now he is expressing that through his friendships and through his family. Like, he's a very sharing person. He's a very empathetic kid as well. Like, if he hurts you or if he sees you getting hurt, he'll come up to you and he'll say, like, are you okay? Aww. Do you need me to get you ice? You know, like, just stuff like that.
Yeah, that's sweet.
So, yeah, I feel like Jaden, he's a really good kid, so I'm happy. There are days where it's just like, oh my god, like, what did I do as a parent? I've ruined him. But then there are other days where I'm just like, wow, like, that's my child right there. Like, he's making me really proud of, like, everything.
You know, I see him grow so fast. Just the past couple months going to school already. I see him different, like growing up, more mature, less crying. So it's good. Wow. So this is a long video so far, but 39 minutes. Before I end this video, I want to say something about suicidal prevention, and this is the month September.
Yes.
Are you aware of that?
September, yes, I am aware, and I've also made a newsletter about suicide and self-care. Suicide prevention.
Is there any way I can share that newsletter? Is it?
I can email it to you. That's fine.
Yeah, something. So prevention month. From what I read, 1 out of 5 adults in America suffer from some form of mental issues.
Yeah.
And especially during this time, in the last 6 months, we have the pandemic, the coronavirus, and now the fires everywhere, job loss, and all that add up to depression. And suicidal prevention month is the month that we want to let others know that they are not alone. There's a lot of people have similar situation. And if they really need help, or if you happen to watch my video and you have been feeling depressed, reach out for help. Talk to a family member, a friend, or even call. I'm gonna put the number down for national number to call to talk. They don't know who you are, but you share your concern, and that would help. By getting help. And just remember, you are not alone.
Yeah, stay connected. If you see that a family member or friend has suicidal ideation, do not be afraid to ask them, are you suicidal? A lot of times people get afraid, like, oh, don't ask them if they're suicidal. That might put that thought into their head, but it's not. You know, by asking somebody if they're suicidal, then it opens up that discussion. You know, yes, I am, or no, I'm not. And
really? Is that suggested by school?
It's suggested. Wow. Yep. You ask them, like,
isn't that too sensitive of a question?
That's what a lot of people think. Like, oh, that's too sensitive. I don't want to go there, but you need to go there. You know, because if somebody is having suicidal ideation, they're most likely not going to tell you, but they also can. And if somebody tells you, I want to kill myself, don't brush it off like, oh, if you would, then you would have done it already. You know, like, you're just like whatever,
Talk.
crying for attention.
Uh-huh.
Don't do that either. If somebody is telling you that they want to commit suicide, take that seriously. Stay connected to them, get them connected to help, and make sure that, you know, like follow through with them, and like ask them for updates and all that stuff. Like, just stay connected with them. Whereas on the other hand, if you suspect somebody of having suicidal ideation, do not be afraid to ask, do you want to commit suicide? You know, it's a very tough sensitive topic to ask, but it's better you ask so they could tell you, like, yeah, I am, so that you can get them the help they need, rather than hold back because you're afraid to, like, offend them, and then they go on to commit suicide.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it is, yeah, in the mental health field, like, that's one of the things we do for suicidal assessments. We ask them straight up, are you having suicidal ideation? From 1 to 10, you know, like, and then do you have a plan for your, like, do you have a plan in place? No? Okay. Or yes? Okay. You know, and then you assess what rate they are to committing suicide. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, good to know. I didn't know that we could do that. So, of course, I'm gonna put a link in, if you have any good resource, you can share with me, and I'll share it on this video, on the link. Okay? So that would conclude our daughter-mother talk, eating at the kitchen table, mukbang with chicken wings and bitter melons.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very happy that you joined me this talk, this lunch, and I look forward to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
All
Same
right.
here. Thank you for feeding me before I start doing schoolwork.
Okay, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for following us and watching us. I hope this video will serve you well. And stay healthy, stay blessed, stay happy. And I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.